there's going to be a montage. Maybe I make it, maybe one of our fans makes it, of this right here. And welcome everybody to the 60-second car, the podcast that covers the entire franchise that is the Fast and the Furious. I have learned a lot in the past couple days of things that I didn't think I'd ever learn. Numbers and just full-on stats. I think we can put like baseball cards together. That is the Fast and the Furious. I do have trading cards, but I think maybe Daniel said this at some point. It should be a baseball card with like full-on everything stats and all these things of all the characters. Today, we're going to be jumping into minute 18 right after this theme song.
60-second
and we're back. Welcome back to the 60-second car, the podcast that is gonna be doing wonderful and did a lot of pre-production for this episode because this is the first episode. We have a lovely guest. My name is Dan. I will be hosting today along with the other host, as always, Mr. Daniel. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay? Well, yeah. You know,
Alvero, you can talk whenever you want. By the way, I just figured that do these intros. If you want to talk over Daniel, I encourage it.
Please.
I'll do that.
Can you just say what I'm saying, but in Italian, please?
No, I cannot say what you say in Italian because I haven't practiced my Italian very well, so it's mostly gone.
Mamma mia.
But I am learning Japanese now, so it's gonna everything that all the space that Italian currently occupies is gonna be replaced by Japanese.
I think Katie's also learning Japanese and French.
Japanese in French?
And French together. You know, like Spanglish. Spanglish is a thing. It's going to be Frappanese?
Frappanese, I like it.
It's from Starbucks or McDonald's. It's a McFrappanese.
Alvero, what goes in a Frappanese? Do you still remember?
I do know. I still remember what goes into Frappanese.
It's not a thing.
We'll make it a thing.
Anyway, Daniel, how are you? Host of Far Beyond Metal and Overcord on all the social media platforms. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing right. I think the guest being a very, very good friend of mine is going to be a detriment to this podcast.
This is going to be interesting for sure. For sure. Is it as hot as it up there as it is over here? And we'll talk about where Alvaro's from in a second because I'm sure it's even worse.
Well, you blew my joke because I was going to introduce myself as Raul, but not anymore.
I'm sorry, my bad.
Classic bit.
I thought you were just going to be Monica.
Yeah, you know what? I want to be Monica for the entire this podcast episode, or multiple episodes. It is sweltering hot here. It's 100. Today was 102, and the heat index with the humidity was 114.
Nope.
No, thank you.
It was disgusting.
Are the morning runs getting hot, Daniel?
Honestly, today high 79. It's been lovely. This whole week's gonna be like fantastic. I don't know what's going on. I'll take it.
Yeah, that's fine. Here it's been about 80 or so, but it has been humid and gross and sticky, and I hate it. As like, you know, I think that's just worse. That's always worse, no matter what the temperature is. If it's wet and sticky, just no thanks. But yeah, weather talk. What are we doing here? We're here doing the 60-second car, and we're joined by our first guest, Monica. Hi, Monica. How are you today?
Hi, how you doing, Dan? How you doing? I'm doing great. I am excited. I'm excited to be part of this podcast because just like you two, I am weirdly very into Fast and the Furious franchise. I kind of grew up in it, like right around the time when it came out. I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the first one, and then it just. Everything, I wasn't even in the United States then. I was in Venezuela, and everything around me just devolved into all these modded cars going around. And I got into all the Need for Speed games, the Underground and Underground 2 and all that stuff.
Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo. I kind of fell off after the 5th movie.
Okay.
But now
The 5th movie, arguably, which I think the public will say is the best out of all of them.
They do.
Do you need the stats again? I can throw out the stats again.
We did the stats, the highest rated, yes, on Rotten Tomatoes. That's for sure. I would have guessed that at any point because it is really good, and it's. I mean, they obviously think it's really good too because that's pretty much what 10 is based off of, right?
It is. It is. I haven't seen 10 yet, but I know this. I know the plot.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I would
Should
say
I go?
10 is
Because I don't know what you're talking about.
10 is like a direct sequel of 5 in a way.
The critics give Furious 7 the highest, by the way.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh yeah, of course, because that's the last Paul Walker one. Yeah. That makes sense. Is there? I don't really know if you want to promote anything. Is there anything you want to promote right at the top?
I don't have anything to promote. I don't stream as much. My tag name, I don't know if they can see my tag name, says Haro5 TV, but there's no TV. There's no stream that I usually do on a consistent basis. I say if anyone wants to follow anything, they can follow my photography Instagram, AFD period photography, and then by period I mean the dot, not the word period, because that would use period.
Alvero fucking last name. Dot photography.
Alvero,
Yes.
just okay. We're coming in hot. All right, I love it. Today, so Alvaro's on this episode, or Monica's on this episode for the obvious reason. We're talking about Monica today. We're talking about Edwin, as like Daniel and I have been talking about Edwin pretty much for the last like 3 weeks in a row. But now Edwin is coming to a peak here, and we introduce Monica here.
Again,
maybe figuratively and literally.
Yeah. I get a direct shout out.
Yes, we got it left off the last one. Edwin, this is yours, win or lose, and in a cliffhanger, and then we hear the other part of that sentence. If you win, you get her too. And who is she?
I don't know who she is, but I'm gonna show Edwin right here on the visual part of the show. For the record, if you miss a lot of the visual parts, usually I take the best screenshot and I make that the thumbnail, so you don't actually have to watch the visuals if you don't want to on YouTube, youtube.com/Danotage, but you can just look at the thumbnail and you'll see pretty much one of the better parts of what we're looking at. I usually just pick the best one and throw it in there. It works pretty nicely. But we're doing this today because when we started talking about how to put this podcast together, I believe Alvero was one of the people that chimed up pretty early. Was like, I want to be on this episode, and I got to talk about this. so talk to us. What is this? The biggest memory you have of this franchise?
Who is Monica to you?
Who is Monica to me? No. So basically, this is the first. Just overall, the entire scene for the first race. I've never seen drag race with modded cars before. None of that. All this was very new to me, and like many other people out there, like this movie really got me wanting a black Civic with green neon lights. That's the car I wanted for like.
Wait, do we need to know something about what you wanted to do with that black Civic with neon lights?
How many Panasonic VCRs do you own?
Not enough. Not enough because I
have an idea.
Yeah. I have a business proposition.
It does involve time travel at this point.
But you do. I mean, I feel like your car is has a better business model based on the Italian job.
Sure.
A little more complicated though.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, you've got to go to Italy for that whole thing to work, and it seems expensive.
Have we seen a Mini Cooper in this franchise yet? Does anybody remember?
Yes.
I don't think, are there?
In 10. There are a bunch in 10 during the whole Jacob scene. And I only know that because my wife and I will play basically Slug Bug, but with minis out in real life. So
we just beat each other up during the movie or something?
Yeah. When there's someone on screen, we start smacking each other like mini. That's true.
What is crazy is that movie comes to streaming like next week or something.
Already?
It's pretty quick. Yeah, it's very quick. Granted, a lot of people that probably don't listen to this will probably say, of course it does, it's terrible, but it is surprising. And maybe it's because they want to start on getting prepped and having that movie out for a while before 11 comes out. Because you saw that there's a possible date, right?
Is it 11 or 10 part 2?
It's 10 part 2,
yeah,
which is like
2.
movie 12. So, I mean, if we're going to get hung up on numbers, but yeah, I think 25.
12.79 or something because of the shorts.
I think April 8th or something, 2025. But like, I don't know if that's before or after the Rock movie, because it's supposedly that's in the middle. So is that next year?
Is that a different spin-off?
Yeah.
So, or is it?
It's probably what has been happening because he's been kind of out of the picture, right?
I think it's the bridge between the two. So yeah, it's probably filling in some gaps.
So it fits between Hobbs and Shaw and 10.
I think so.
It
Something
probably
like that.
connects to 10. Yeah.
It's probably happening in the background of 10, like while 10 is happening in a lot of ways.
I see.
I think we'll see what happens, but yeah, I think there's a lot happening in this universe, all kind of at the same time. I think we're gonna get like a Metal Gear Solid storyline, or just something Hideo Kojima that nobody's gonna understand until somebody breaks it down a million times on YouTube or something. But I'm here for it. I'm here to talk about it and break it down. That's good with me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you're saying, someone, it's like, isn't that the purpose of this show, of this podcast?
Yeah, I mean,
we're the ones breaking it down.
We're going very slowly about it, though.
Yeah, sure, it's gonna be 6 years down the road, but who cares?
Yeah, it's gonna be a while. I actually like a Rock movie is going to be interesting because that adds another so many minutes to our show here. But
I've got a note on that. Do you know about the movie Better Luck Tomorrow?
No.
It's a movie that came out in 2002. It is an American crime drama directed by Justin Lin. It is the character origin story of Han.
Interesting.
So, I honk for Han, so we're fucking in on this one too.
I guess, yeah. We're gonna have to.
We don't have to do that.
How do we make that start? How do we make us start that on on Valentine's Day? I feel like that'd be perfect.
It should be a watch along. That way, it's done in an hour and a half.
We honestly, I'm super down to do watch alongs. That sounds like a fun idea, because especially like after we finish a movie, we just watch the whole thing again. Because I don't know, man. I have so much fun. There's a couple things we're gonna be doing today, and figuring out how I was gonna do them today was part of me being like, it's just batshit crazy, and I'm all here for it yet again. It's amazing how many times I buy into this franchise, right? You buy in so many times, and it's like you would think that you buy in once and then you're already here, but no, I every time I see something new and crazy, I'm like, yeah, I'm in again. You sold me again. Stop, please.
That's what happened to me. I kind of left off after 5, and I'm like, oh, all right, like it's starting to get a little ridiculous, a little out there.
A little.
Yeah. So I left the 5, and then I, like, maybe by the time maybe 8 or 9 came out, I caught up, and I was like, why did I even leave? What did I even leave? Like, why? I'm missing out on all of this.
I feel like 8 was a big
Now I'm back
draw.
on the hook.
Yeah. I feel like 8 was a big hook for people who had left for a while. Because 1, it was the first one without Paul Walker, but 2, it was, they played the trailers like crazy. Dom's a bad guy, right? And that was, I think, I piqued a lot of people's interest, and that got a lot of people back. So I think 8, and then the ball started rolling up again for 9, and then, obviously we're near the finale, and I think they really just hit a second stride, maybe even a fourth stride at this point. I don't even know. But yeah, today we're talking about minute 17. In fact, the screen I have up right now is the first frame of the first of 17 minutes on. Minute 18, sorry. But this is 17.00 on. This is the first frame. We have it's off frame, thankfully, and I could just keep this showing. We have Ludacris playing the
Almost.
Sorry, not
We
Ludacris.
sure don't.
We don't. We have Ja Rule playing the bicycle horn. I think that's wrong. But he's doing it's in your face right there in the movie. He's feeling some breasticles up. He's into it.
He's helping himself.
Well, he's not, like, that's the thing. He's not even. She's doing it for him, right? And I think that, like,
she's helping him help herself.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
She instigated. She seems stoked about it. Good for her. Get it, girl.
Yeah, whatever. This is. I think you said the line, right? Do you have the line written down?
If you win, you get her too. Is that the line?
Yeah, that one. And I think we have. Yeah, there she is. This is her too. Do we know her name?
Oh,
isn't that Monica?
okay.
I don't.
This changes everything.
What?
I thought her was referring to her own vagina. I'm not even kidding. So when it cuts to her, like, I have a note that, like, it cuts to this other woman and she's just like waving, and I thought she was like stoked for them gonna fuck later or something.
she was cheering him on.
So that's Monica?
I
I
know.
believe that's Monica.
Who's the one in the car? I thought that was Monica.
So this isn't I don't know who's Monica.
There's three
honestly.
Monicas.
There are at least two Monicas. Because whoever Dom calls Monica earlier, we don't know who that is. It doesn't look like either of these women are in that shot. So who knows? But this is her too.
Maybe she's calling out to all the Monicas.
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure Ja Rule would be in. Edwin would be all into that. All
Look,
the
Lou
Monicas
Vegas
would.
wanted a little bit of Monica. Edwin wants all the Monicas.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you heard the other Mambos?
No, I jumped in at 5. Like, I'm the opposite of Alvero. Most people like jumped after 5. I got in at 5, so 6, 7, 8. That's my jam.
All right.
When Lou Vegas was in space, though, I was like, "Come on, you guys."
Mambo in space. Mambo number space. But yes, this is the other. This is whoever. This is the other woman. Who knows? I guess they frame it properly to where you know who it is. But there are plenty of women in this shot. So
it could be the one on the very, very right or the very, very left.
Absolutely.
They're all rooting him on. He's, someone's getting some sex, and everyone's happy about it. So great.
Well, spoiler alert. No, I don't think so.
Hey.
But yeah, I mean, we have this. This is where the famous Monica, maybe more, maybe multiple, come into play. And then immediately it shoots to Brian psyching himself up. He's about to have a panic attack. It seems like he's very nervous about this race that's about to happen, because this is, like, as we've talked about in previous episodes, this is more to him than just his job.
I keep telling you, he's gone. He's off the deep end, and this is further proof. He's talking himself, getting himself just like really stoked about it. Like, if you are an undercover cop with a mission, you're not reacting this way. I don't think.
Depends on how deep you are. I don't know. The folks in Jump Street, they seem pretty into it.
What's Jump Street? 19? 18?
22.
Oh,
20,
cool.
21.
21 and 22 were the two.
I will say it, I'm not talking about the 80s show because I didn't watch that, although I hear it's fantastic things. But 21.
Johnny Depp.
When they do the cameo and they're like, I even tattooed my, you know what? I don't know how you're allowed to cuss, but they went way deep into it. Also, Daniel, more product placement, because every time I take a sip of my tea here,
I've heard about Torchies.
Torchies is great.
Pretty good.
Okay.
For a chain of weirdly made tacos with weird ingredients, that's pretty good.
All right.
I think I had a deep fried avocado as like the main in my taco.
You did, yeah.
Good stuff.
It's pretty good.
Deep fried avocado. All right.
Yeah. That was their swap for meat for this bunny rabbit.
Avocado. That sounds fancy. Is it that fancy?
Yeah, it's not really fancy now.
Nah.
Okay. All right. I know like the avocado oil mayonnaise at the grocery store is one of the fancier ones, or Erjuan. But like I don't know if it actually is fancy. All I know is I don't know if it's probably good. I think I have some of it, and I think I've used it, but
Oh,
I
you
don't really
fancy, huh?
know. Yeah, right. I don't think I noticed the difference.
Haven't had it.
Yeah. Cool story, Dan.
What's Brian doing?
No, but he's nervous. This is about his. I'm assuming this is his first drag race ever, right?
Well, yeah, I think it's pretty safe to assume that not only is he undercover and probably doing this for the first time, but he very clearly doesn't know what he's doing, right? I mean,
Right.
we've seen one instance of him driving so far, and it hasn't been good.
Yeah, he was going straight for a long time and then spun out. So
Yeah, right.
we wish him luck.
And then, as we're about to see, he almost spins out right at the beginning here. But more than that, can we talk about like how it only takes him a movie? But I guess there's a little bit of the short that I still need to watch of how he ends up in Miami. He learns a lot between this and Too Fast, Too Furious, because he does some crazy stuff in the second movie where it's like he doesn't really even know he doesn't even know what's behind the wheel of a car in this movie, it seems.
Look, if we're really going to focus on character development and what people learn between 2 and 4 or 5, Ludacris goes from a guy in a shop to being like a fucking spy
Yeah,
tech. So
true.
come on.
Oh, Dash, yeah. He goes
Yeah.
from like, I don't know, selling parts or like having a
He's a
shop,
garage.
and then
Yeah.
his
So
garage,
like
and then
straight up
like,
hacking.
take Wiz.
There is a couple hints in Too Fast, Too Furious where he talks about like how he has a past and there's like some mysterious stuff that happens. But like that's just I think it feels like it's just a cheap way to say that like we can do anything with this character and you don't need to know. We've already mentioned that he has a past.
It's like in 10 when God, why can't I never remember her name? Is it Ramsey?
Ramsey, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like I know things and that's it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
That's all you need is choose your own adventure pass.
She's like, I know cars too. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's just the power of family, because I believe it's 9 where she just is automatically a really good driver even though she claims to not know how to drive. And so it's the power of family. The other power that's in this movie is our giant tanks of NOS here in the back seat.
Dude, there's so much NOS in this minute. Like Brian's cars is full of it, and then Dom's is secretly full of it. Because his under a seat.
Yeah.
But like also like Brian's whole setup, for it to be quoted at 10 grand for what's under the engine or under the hood alone, I want to know how much all this shit inside it costs. Because like he's got like 5 screens or 3 or 4 screens, all just for controlling his car. Like it looks like a submarine.
He's running a full battle station here for somebody who has no idea what he's doing. So it's pretty clear. Yeah, it's not good.
So you have to go. For this part specifically, you have to go off of what the movie gives you. In reality, according to the one of the head
look at you
consultants, Mr. Lieberman, that car actually didn't have those tanks for real, or the screens or anything like that. And like everything that showed up on the screens is digitally, or it's made up for the movie, because cars at that time didn't have any of that technology available to them. Like
I could have told you that, because there's something here.
None of that is.
So is you may or may not notice the program that's running is called NOS Program 2.0. So we may or may not be able to tell that this might not be real.
Right. And then on top of that, for that car, I believe that's an Eclipse, a Mitsubishi Eclipse.
Yes.
That car and that trim, whatever, where they cannot take that much NOS. It would have, which ultimately it didn't take that much NOS, I guess. But
he just throws it in, man. I don't know. I haven't heard any experts talk about like this part specifically, but essentially, he just, I don't think he cared about the specs.
Oh, no.
He just said throw it in.
He was there to race. Yeah.
He just had to Sonic it. Gotta go fast. This is how you go fast.
Yeah.
And
Exactly. He has. So speaking of all the tech, can you visualize the status he goes down of all the things he has to do in order to engage this? He turns on the nozzles, right? Of both of them, I think. And then he goes down, there's like, first of all, he did all this, I think, in like a night, where he just installed all this, or 2 maybe, I don't know. They did it real quick. And then he like turns on the lights, and then then this piece right here is the automatic screen that comes out of the dashboard and flips up. But if he has this, why does he also have a laptop that has all this NOS Program 2.0 on it?
Because the smaller screen doesn't fit Danger to Manifold.
Oh, right.
The big one has 3 graphs.
Yeah, you need a bigger screen for that message to pop up.
This is some like fighter jet HUD system here, man. He's got everything. And from what it looks like, it doesn't, like, the animation that they put up here, it doesn't look like it's reading much. It's just kind of blooming up and down. Whatever that means.
That's the other thing. He also had to learn what all of this means.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I mean, he probably didn't, right? I was just like, I mean,
Clearly, no. It doesn't go right.
You're like, bars, colors, goes up and down. All right, I'm ready to race.
He's like, I've got access to the LAPD's budget, so I can do whatever the heck I want. Which means he probably has access to millions and millions of dollars. And
do we know what the LAPD budget was at the time?
At the time, I don't know. This was 2001, which is how long after the OJ chase? But all I know is like the OJ chase had a lot of police cars, and so like they had a lot of people on duty. I don't know if they called people in. I don't know what happened, but I do feel like the LAPD budget was decently high. So I don't know if they use it on this or what, but there's a lot of money in here. That's for sure. And then obviously it reads in stages. And from what I understand is, I don't think these stages mean much.
So I tried to Google what the budget was in 2001, and instead I got the recent budget for the fiscal year of 22-23, which is $11.8 billion for
they can
the
afford a car or
LAPD.
two.
Yeah, so even if you adjust for inflation going back in time, they're covered.
Yeah, this is drops in the bucket for sure.
I believe what the stages are is when you're good to deploy or to use NOS. So you have to the engine has to be at a certain revolutions, and you have to go at a certain speed, and then it will let you know, okay, you can use NOS now. And you can either, apparently from what I'm reading in chat, it's better if it does it automatically rather than you pressing a button.
That doesn't look as cool. I'm assuming
that's what it means.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Cool.
Like, no.
This bar.
Go ahead.
When I first watched this movie, like, because this is also the first part where they do like this next scene. I think that's what I saw. It's when they do like the gear turning and they go through the inside of the car. Second. My favorite part.
So this is probably the first part of like the movie or the series where like I think anybody with any type of adrenaline that can pump through their hearts just starts pumping when you're watching this movie the first time. This is like the first time everything just starts moving. And so you also see like the inside and out of like what happens. So you have Brian, who's obviously an amateur. We all know like from the character of the movie, he doesn't really know what he's doing. He's got all this fancy stuff. But then you maybe even think that this is like his edge, and to like maybe get him over the edge of being able to be faster than everybody just automatically, almost like a cheat code. But then we pan right over and we see Dom's setup, which is under his seat, obviously, which for anybody who's riding passenger or shotgun, as we have mentioned before, nobody rides two to a car. It's one to a car only. Is sitting on kind of a bomb, which is like a big gas bomb.
Pretty much.
I want to come back to something that I've said before in this podcast, but many episodes ago, Harry says using NOS is for amateurs. Everyone uses NOS, including his number one guy, his number one customer, the guy that brings in all the kids with cash, Dom.
No, he does say amateurs don't use NOS, which is why Brian shouldn't have the NOS. Because he's got a heavy foot. I've seen how you drive. You got a heavy foot. And he's just going to blow himself up. Basically, just foreshadowing exactly what's going to happen in this race. I'm pretty sure.
I'm almost positive amateurs don't use nitrous oxide.
Right. No, exactly. So this is why we have... I mean, well then, I guess it all depends on what their consideration of an amateur is. Because obviously, as much as Dom might be very good at driving, he's not professional. So he's technically an amateur, right? So I guess that is 100%. That is accurate.
That's true.
But well, it's inaccurate. It should be that Dom is not using NOS. We also noticed that like nobody else has a NOS scene of them setting it up. It's literally just Brian and Dom in this.
I feel like Edwin was going to set that up, but then he got distracted by Monica. Monica's a trick for all this because then he forgot to flip all his switches. So it's just he's done.
Maybe that's what Dom's doing when he talks to Monica in the previous scene. He's saying, "Hey, I need you to go distract Edwin because maybe he's the ringer here. Maybe he's the guy that could beat Dom, and that's the whole thing. And because of that, his whole story is busted."
That does make sense in a later minute, actually, because he's so fucking stoked when he loses.
Which, by the way, would have worked on me 100%.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
If, like, I'm getting ready to race a beautiful girl over like my window, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up? Don't you have to set the NOS or whatever?" No, whatever.
As Monica's coming over, "Hey, I noticed your NOS isn't on. You gonna turn that on?"
And all he's doing is, "Are you Monica too?" Interesting.
How many Monicas are there? One thing that we knows is it's not how you stand by your Monica, it's how you drive your Monica.
Exactly.
I swear, everybody listening, this is not a podcast that objectifies women.
Only Monicas.
Only Monicas.
We already established that Monica was doing this for herself because she was grabbing his hands.
Yeah.
And driving them.
Sure. All we know is Monica could also be a fembot from Austin Powers. Who knows?
Yes.
And then the next part we go over to is our PlayStation ad. As we have, he's not setting up any NOS. In fact, I'll be honest, most of the stuff in his car looks pretty stock. It looks like he just bought it off the market, and he's just got a little screen here that has a PlayStation hooked up to it.
Dude, super jealous of
Danny.
Even still.
I had this set up in my dad's truck one time.
What?
It didn't work very well, but it technically worked.
Did Pin My Ride come out after this movie, before or at the same time?
It had to have come after, right?
I think
Right?
after. Yeah, it was probably 04, 05, something like that.
Yeah, I think I was maybe still in high school. 2004, season 1, episode 1. So yeah, I was in high school. I was just starting high school. And yeah, Pin My Ride happened, and okay, can we talk about this? I think it's underestimated how many things were born from this movie, because I do feel like there's a slight line you can draw from Pimp My Ride to the Fast and the Furious.
Oh, certainly.
Oh yeah.
And I think it might be a later minute. It's a later minute. We'll see something else that pretty much changed video games forever. And we'll see that in a second. Just a visual aspect.
I'm excited to hear it.
I think that's.
But back off for Danny on this one, honestly. That's just adds weight to your car. No performance, all weight. You used to have the PlayStation in there.
I keep talking about the weight in these cars, and I feel crazy because I'm like, oh, the hydraulics in the other car, the dope sound system in Dom's car. What are we doing?
He's not setting himself up for a win to win this race. That's all I'm saying.
The speakers and the subs and all the stuff in the Dom's trunk does seem pretty heavy. But you ever held a PlayStation 2 or just PlayStation? PlayStation was pretty light. The PlayStation 2 was a brick.
I was
Thing
brick,
So you got
yeah.
that thin guy.
Or the
The,
thin
like-
guy, yeah. This
Oh,
is
the one that
before
came
the
out
thin
later,
guy.
yeah.
It's got to be.
This is way before the thin boy, though.
What's he driving in there? Like another? Is that his car? Oh, it might
It's
be
probably his
actually.
car. That's fun.
Let me see. It is not. He is driving a Civic, a 95
Oh, is he-
Civic.
Oh, okay. And that's like
that
a
is
Mitsubishi.
yeah, it's a Supra. What's on the screen?
Is that a Supra? Toyota Supra? Supra actually, yeah, that
Looks
makes
like
an
it
appearance
by the
a few
back
times.
lights. Yeah.
Makes an appearance a few times in this movie.
Mhm.
So that's cool. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. That's the last screenshot I have because most of this is their setup, their adrenaline rush for a minute for this race.
This is the last minute before like the first race. This is like
Mm-hmm.
the next minute is what these movies claim to be, and we're finally here.
We're finally here.
It's exciting,
Yeah.
but that's the end of this minute. This dude playing PlayStation.
If you guys have anything else to say on this minute, please do. If not, I got a little surprise for everybody.
Ooh, I do like surprises. Is it Monica?
Is it more cards?
Well, bring in Monica.
Or special guest?
7 women come in.
Oh my god! I swear, if I could get a hold of her agent or something, and then we can have her as a guest, I would do it immediately.
Listen, Monica, or Monica, come on the show.
Correct. Yes. Any of the
It's gonna work one of
Monicas.
these days.
Yeah, one of these days. We'll just keep calling it out. It might happen. But do you guys like games?
I do like games.
I hunger for games.
We're gonna play a game.
Ooh.
right.
This is a little portion of honestly, this is something that, timestamp's actually pretty late today. We're gonna bring up Doug Loves Movies yet again. One of my favorite things about Doug Loves Movies is it just has fun with his guests, and they just play games and they have all kinds of things. So we're gonna do something very similar to that today. The game we're gonna play is called Diesel Prime.
I've been waiting for this my whole life.
The rules of this game are: I'm gonna read you the
Oh
description
no!
of a movie that is described on Amazon Prime Video, and in turns, you will, or actually, this won't even be turns. You'll buzz in with however you creatively want to come up with your own type of buzzing mechanic, and answer which movie you think it might be.
Okay.
Oh, this is gonna be rough.
And
But I'm down. I'm game.
there may be a sequence of events that happens, and you might pick up on that. Who knows? I will say that is a possibility. I'll also say that the winner. I got nothing to give you guys. I'll send some of these cards over, and you guys can divvy up the cards.
You're already supposed to send me cards.
I'll send you more. I got other cards too. I got some. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna start this, and I will put into chat in here in a second. You guys get to. So don't help. I'll say. So we're doing this live, obviously. You can help and you can guess along. Just don't look it up, all right? If you're in the audience and you're watching, just don't look it up and just have some fun. You're allowed to play with us. Absolutely, I encourage it. Just don't try your best not to Google it. I think that takes the fun out of everything. But we are going to read a description, and however you guys want to buzz in, I'll be looking down at my notes, so hopefully I will be able to hear who goes first. But are you guys ready?
I think so.
I'm ready.
All right, first movie I have here. It reads, Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, and company lead the charge to stop an international criminal in this thrilling film in the hit series.
Monica.
Is
your
Daniel
buzz?
buzzing in with Monica?
Is this Fast and Furious, aka number 4?
That is incorrect.
False.
Alvero, aka Monica, do you have a guess?
Is it Fast 5?
It is Fast and Furious 6. And I did not say that these descriptions were very good or that they were going to help you.
It is some bullshit like this. That's why I took a shot.
But I will say that might be the most generic one. We'll see. I don't remember off the top of my head. All right.
I was going for the international theme, but I guess 6 would also fit.
They're all kind of international.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we're at 0-0. I could write these down as we go. Let's see. D A.
You don't have to write down my failures.
I'm not.
Yeah,
Well,
why are you writing down
there's,
at this
there's
point?
nothing to write down yet. I just have to keep score. All right. Second movie. A mysterious woman seduces Dom into betrayal of those
Monica.
closest to him. Okay, Daniel.
Fast 8. Fate.
Fate of the Furious is correct. What is this? Forcing him to team up to face the trial, or forcing his team to face the trials that will test them as never before.
That's the first one with Charlize Theron in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah. That's
a
Cypher is
lovely
introduced to the
Cypher
franchise.
is introduced,
With
yeah.
her
Which is
mysterious
crazy.
dreads or whatever.
Is she the big baddie now, or they keep
No.
bringing her back as a pseudo villain kind of situation?
You gotta
but
watch
always-
10. It's a big.
I gotta watch
it's,
10?
It's a big thing. Yeah, she plays a
Okay.
pretty big role, I'd say. She's
Yep.
probably gonna play an even bigger role later, but yeah.
Yep.
All
It's
right.
gonna be dumb as hell.
Yeah, maybe. All right, here we go. This one, get quick on your buzzers here. Los Angeles police officer Brian O'Connor must decide where his
Monica.
loyalty lies. Daniel?
That's the first one.
Yes. That
Because
is
you
the
said
fast and the furious. Where his loyalties lie when he becomes enamored with the street racing world has been sent undercover to he has been sent undercover to destroy. It's. I mean,
think
as we go ahead.
I feel like that description is exaggerating a little bit. I don't think he was sent in to destroy the underground racing world.
They
No,
use
in the
very
back of his car,
dramatic
he's got a
language.
In the back, underneath the NOS, there's a nuke. He's literally supposed to create a crater where street racing once was.
I think the
mean-
mission was to. Although I will say that sounds better than he was sent to catch people stealing Betamaxes and VHS.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing, right? He wasn't sent to do anything with the street racing world. He literally he was putting himself into the street racing world because that possibly what was tying to the truck, stealing and kidnapping and
Yeah.
whatever.
His mission was completely different. Then he drove a car for like 5 seconds. He's like, "Nope, this is it."
This is better, much
He
better.
loves it. Oh,
Yeah,
that
this is
spin out
much
was,
better.
was adrenaline inducing. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Okay, a next movie. We've got 7 of these all together, so we'll see.
Wow,
We'll see if we
okay.
can tie this up. We're gonna do this real quick. All right. Vin Diesel stars. He is recruited by NSA agent Gibbons to become a different kind
Monica.
of agent.
Triple X.
That is Triple X.
I don't think I've ever watched that movie.
I haven't either.
I thought I tried to switch it up a little bit. You got me.
I don't think this
different
is
kind of-
fair. I think I
it
know you
was-
well enough to know you're full of shit.
So I actually had to take some stuff out because it was like he was this stunt man who did all these weird, crazy tricks and stuff like that. I was like, I feel like it'd be obvious. But
He was then replaced by Ice Cube in the sequel.
and then they did a Xander Cage Returns.
Oh, didn't
Yeah,
know that.
that's true.
Yeah,
Cool.
there's a third one with Vin Diesel. Enlisted for a dangerous covert mission, he must use all his extreme skills to combat a clever and ruthless enemy far beyond the scope of his experience. The it's not bad. I thought it was fine. Yeah, he shows his nerdy side in that movie. I think it's cool. All right. Next up. All right. Be quick on your busters.
Yeah,
Monica,
that's quick.
Pre-guess. I love a pre-guess.
Iron Giant.
No. No. But
right.
that would have been good. All right.
Monica,
What?
I am Groot.
No. We're getting there though.
Are we both out on this round now?
No, because I want you guys to guess this. I want to see how quick you guys are.
Okay.
All right. Optimus Prime and the Autobots take their biggest challenge yet when a new threat capable of destroying the entire planet emerges. They must team up with a powerful faction of Transformers known as the Maximals to save the
Monica.
So
Earth,
this is the new Transformers
Yeah.
movie.
which
Rise
is
of the
called
Beast or some shit?
Rise of the Beast. Yeah,
Rise-
okay,
No,
all right.
Not happy about knowing that.
I was gonna give it to Alvero if you didn't have the exact title, but it is called
I would
Transformers:
say-
Rise of the Beast.
Growing up, Beast Wars was my favorite Transformer.
Hell yeah! This is
I
the
am
only movie I
super-
want to see.
Katie will not go with me, but I am super excited for this movie. I am going to see it, whether I have to go alone or whatever. I'm going. I'm just doing it.
I'll probably wait for streaming, and then Katie will probably do a puzzle. Katie
Okay, all right, fair enough. I just want to see Optimus Primal.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
My boy Rat
All right.
Trap better be in that.
Rat Trap. I think they showed him in the trailer. Maybe. I don't remember. All right, here we go. Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, and a reunion of franchise all-stars are hunted across Rio de Janeiro by a relentless
My
federal
God.
agent.
Fast Five. Fine.
Skip.
Okay.
Yeah, let's give it
All
him.
right. I didn't. I couldn't tell. I'm gonna be honest. I was, whether you said it or not, Dan, I was probably gonna give it to him.
I know I said it first, but I'm like, I forgot
Okay,
what four of these.
This one is gonna be. Just get ready.
Okay.
All right.
Legendary car booster thought he'd left the fast lane behind until he is forced out of retirement
Monica,
to save. Go ahead.
gone in 60 seconds.
Yes, it is gone in 60 seconds. Until he is forced out of retirement to save his kid brother from the wrath of a mobster. He hastily
Haven't seen it.
reassembled. It's really good.
Yeah, it's a
Hastily
good movie.
reassembled his old crew to race to pull off an ultimate car heist. It's really good. I mean, it's peak Nick Cage as well.
Can I pre-guess on the last one, whatever it is?
That was the last one.
Oh, really? Damn it.
That was all 7. Yep.
I thought you were going to do the original one from 1954 on me.
I thought that would be too easy because I feel like you're the only one that would get that. I did think about it though. I absolutely thought about it. And yeah, that is minute 18 of the 60-second car. Daniel wins nothing. But you know, it's great.
Bragging rights. He gets bragging rights.
Bragging rights, yeah. It's into one of his closest friends. As I'm
Suck it, I'll
sure
remember
he's
this.
probably going to take that and use that at some point. But thank you all so much for watching, and everybody for watching live here on twitch.tv. If you were watching the video version over on youtube.com/Danotage, you know, give us a like, do the thing. Also, if you'd like to follow us at 60 Second Car on different platforms, go to the Linktree, linktree.com/60 Second Car, I believe it's called.
I think so.
And if you, what was that?
I said I think so.
I think so. It's on the Instagram, it's on the Twitter, it's on all the
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
And
Very
then if
comfortable
you want
on the marketing of this podcast.
you
You guys got it down.
it's all over the place, man. Pretty soon I'll have a website. I'll just send everybody to that. And what's the last? Why am I blanking on the last thing? Oh, email us at 60secondcar@gmail.com. And with that, we'll see you later.
Family.